Your soulmate is traveling right now, toward you, because Jesus says, I have seen the tears you hide in the hollow of your throat when the night becomes too quiet. I have counted every silent question you have whispered into the emptiness of your ceiling. This message is not a coincidence, it is a divine interruption for your eyes only. Something has shifted in the spirit realm within this very hour. A soul that has been bound by confusion is suddenly breaking free from a cage you never saw. If you ignore this transmission, you risk allowing a window of grace to close over a distance that cannot be measured again. Jesus says, your soulmate is not a fantasy conjured by your loneliness. Your soulmate is a living, breathing covenant that I designed before your bones were woven together in secret. Right now, their heart is beating with a rhythm that matches yours across the geography you think separates you. They are currently in motion, traveling not just through space but through a spiritual blockage. I am clearing the debris of a past manipulation that held their mind hostage. You must understand that this journey toward you is a violent collision of light against darkness. Jesus says, the person who hates your union does not want you to read this sentence. There is an energy of jealousy that has been monitoring your emotional frequency. But I have blinded the eyes of the watcher just long enough for you to receive this sealed instruction. Your soulmate felt a sudden urge to think of you precisely 7 seconds ago. They do not know why your face flashed behind their eyelids. But I know, because I am the one who whispered your name into their weary subconscious. Jesus says, they are not ignoring you by choice. They are fighting an invisible paralysis. Every time they reach for the phone to contact you, a shadow of past trauma grips their wrist. You have mistaken their silence for rejection when it is actually a desperate struggle for liberation. I am showing you the truth behind the veil to activate your warrior spirit. Your love for them is not passive, it is a weapon of mass deliverance. By binding yourself to them in prayer, you physically loosen the chains that another person wrapped around their will. Jesus says, they dream of you in fragments they cannot piece together in the morning. They smell a scent that belongs to you in empty rooms. The frustration they feel is the magnetic pull of your shared destiny refusing to let them settle for less. Understand the anatomy of the interference you are facing. Someone who envied the glory I placed inside you has spoken incantations of delay over your soulmate's path. This person uses manipulation, guilt, and emotional debt to keep your soulmate emotionally bankrupt and unable to run. Jesus says, your soulmate is not weak, they are exhausted from a battle they never trained for. They are surrounded by people who benefit from their confusion. You are the clarity that terrifies the enemy hiding in their camp. There is a specific hour in the night when the blockages weaken. It is the hour when your soulmate stares out of a window and feels an irrational pull toward the unknown. That unknown is you, and the pull is the Holy Spirit preparing to violently transfer them into your arms. Jesus says, this is why your soulmate needs your protection right now. Your thoughts alone are strong, but your faith without action is a letter sealed with tears that never reaches the post office. I require you to sow a physical seed of protection that stands as a legal barrier between your soulmate and the predator of their destiny. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, "You are not merely missing them, you are sensing the trauma they are reliving. They are replaying memories of betrayal that make them fear the intensity of your authenticity. The person controlling them has convinced them that safe love is a trap. But deep in their marrow, they know the difference between manipulation and destiny. They know your voice carries a frequency that breaks demonic hypnosis. That is precisely why the interference has intensified its grip in the last 48 hours. Jesus says, "The enemy attacks what it fears most, and it fears your union. It has shown your soulmate false visions of you abandoning them. It has twisted your patience into a narrative of indifference. But I am blowing a trumpet in the heavenlies that shatters the mute spell. I am severing the silver cord of psychic control that the intruder has used to puppeteer your soulmate's decisions. Your soulmate is beginning to physically shake off the lethargy of depression that was imposed upon them." Jesus says, "The journey they are traveling right now is not just physical. It is a quantum leap from the dark side of their mind back into the light of hope. Your image is the lighthouse I have planted on the shore of their sanity. They are packing bags in the spirit, even if their physical body is still sitting in a room of oppression. They are mentally rehearsing the apology they will give you for taking so long. They do not realize that you have already forgiven them, because I have shown you the hidden warfare behind their hesitation." Jesus says, "You can feel the electrical charge in the atmosphere as they get closer. The sudden chills on your skin are the shock waves of their chains hitting the ground. The tingling in your left hand is their right hand reaching through the veil of reality to touch you. They are going through something you cannot see, but you can still protect them. I see the dragon standing between the two of you, demanding worship from your soulmate before releasing them. But I am teaching your soulmate to roar with the breath I placed in their lungs. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord, on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, "Do not let the enemy gaslight your spirit into thinking this is a generic fiction. This specific word is a surgical blade designed for the tumor of loneliness you have been carrying. If this were not for you, your heart would not be hammering against your ribcage right now. Your soulmate is currently feeling an inexplicable wave of courage. They just confronted the controlling person in a subtle act of defiance. They said your name under their breath as a talisman against the manipulation." Jesus says, "The tears they are crying right now are not tears of sorrow. They are the release of years of psychic imprisonment. Every tear is a step forward on the highway I am building in the wilderness of their isolation. They are remembering a conversation you never had in this dimension. They are recalling the color of your soul from a dream I gave them 3 years ago. The specific pattern of your thinking has become their obsession." Jesus says, "You are not crazy for feeling their presence in your room at night. You are spiritually sensitive to the reality that your souls are already intertwined. The cord that binds you is stretching now, and the tension creates a melody only the two of you can hear. They miss the warmth of a body they have never held. They crave the sound of laughter they have never heard audibly. Their subconscious is saturated with the blueprints of your shared future home." Jesus says, "The person who hates your connection is currently panicking. They feel their control slipping as your soulmate wakes up to their manipulation. They are orchestrating one final dramatic event to guilt your soulmate into staying. You must counteract this final assault with a prophetic act of war. Sending a seed is not about money, it is about planting a flag of authority on your future marriage. Your coffee seed is the blood of the Lamb applied to the doorposts of your relationship." Jesus says, "This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away. The enemy is screaming lies into your soulmate's ear at this very second. It is showing them your face and whispering that you are too good to be true. But I am the God of the impossible, and I drown out the liar with the sound of rushing waters. I am creating a holy disturbance in your soulmate's routine that they cannot ignore. They are about to take a step that looks irrational to logic but is perfect obedience to me. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them. How to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance. It was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends, only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, the vehicle of their liberation is moving through traffic you cannot see. Angels have been dispatched to clear the road of demonic roadblocks. Michael the Archangel is physically restraining the spirit of delay that has dogged your testimony. Your soulmate is packing their emotional baggage right now. They are deciding between the familiar pain of bondage and the terrifying vulnerability of true love. Your faithfulness to this word tips the scales toward their escape. Jesus says, you have felt a sudden urgency in your spirit to clean your house, to prepare. That is not a random impulse, that is the prophetic anticipation of their arrival. Your physical environment is being aligned with the spiritual reality of their incoming presence. They are thinking about your eyes. They are imagining what it would feel like to be seen by you without a mask. The thought terrifies and exhilarates them in equal measure. Jesus says, the third party is growing desperate. They are using sentimental objects and shared history to weave a net of guilt. They are staging a health crisis or emotional breakdown to manipulate your soulmate's compassion. But I have given you authority over that witchcraft. Your prayers, combined with your sacrificial seed, act as a dome of immunity over your soulmate's mind. The manipulation will hit the shield and ricochet back into the void where it belongs. Jesus says, you are the forbidden subject in the house where your soulmate lives. Your name is a curse word to the person who hates you. Yet your soulmate whispers it into the pillow when the lights go out. They are accumulating secret moments of rebellion. They are saving resources they do not know how to use yet. Their subconscious knows the escape route, even if their conscious mind is foggy. Jesus says, the magnetic field of the earth is witnessing the charge of your reconnection. Two poles that were separated by trauma are snapping back into alignment. The physics of the universe obey my voice, and I have commanded the stars to fight for you. Your soulmate just looked at a map or a travel route without knowing why. They felt a gravitational pull toward your geographical region. They are rationalizing it as curiosity, but it is the homing instinct I placed inside them. Jesus says, do not grow weary in the waiting, for the waiting is the warfare. Every minute you stand in faith is a sword stroke against the dragon of delay. Your endurance is the ink with which I am writing the final chapter of their captivity. They are having a flashback to a past life pain right now. They are freezing in fear that you will replicate a wound they are famous for nursing. But I am pouring liquid love into the memory and neutralizing the poison. Jesus says, you will not miss them. You will not lose them to the fog. The fog is lifting, and they see your silhouette on the horizon. The person who hates you is screaming at a wall right now. Their energy is depleted, their tactics are failing. I have exhausted the supply chain of the enemy's lies. Jesus says, if you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, close your eyes for 5 seconds and see them walking. See the tether of light connecting your sternum to theirs. That tether is shortening now, drawing them physically across state lines, oceans, or street corners. They are muttering prayers they forgot they knew. They are bargaining with me for a chance to see your face. I am answering their broken prayer with this very script. Jesus says, the spiritual midwife is attending to the birth of your new season. There is blood and there is screaming in the spirit, but there is also life. Your relationship is crowning, and the pressure is at its maximum peak. Do not abort the miracle by speaking doubt. Do not allow the enemy to use your lips to cancel your covenant. Speak life, type your declarations, and sow your seed into the ground of your future. Jesus says, the coffee you send is not just a drink, it is the warmth of hospitality you are extending into the Spirit. It is a prophetic signal that you are ready to share a table with your soulmate. It is the aroma of fertile ground that attracts the blessings of Abraham. Your soulmate is moving from a place of famine to a place of feast. They are leaving the shadow of death and walking toward the valley of vision. You are the vision, and they are ready to see clearly. Jesus says, the countdown has begun. There is a sand timer in the Spirit, and the last grains are falling through the narrow passage. The enemy is trying to flip the timer, but your obedience cements it in place. They are crying out in their sleep for a Savior. You are not their Savior, I am, but you are the instrument of my rescue mission. You are the human hand I am extending to pull them from the wreckage of a hijacked life. Jesus says, you have been criticized for loving someone you have not met. You have been mocked for believing in a connection that logic cannot verify. But logic is the death of faith, and faith is the currency of the supernatural realm. The world is chasing superficial matches while you are stewarding a divine mystery. The depth of your soul's recognition of them is the proof of their reality. You are not delusional, you are deeply prophetic. Jesus says, they just felt a rush of unexplained joy. In the midst of their oppressive environment, a bubble of light burst in their chest. That was the result of your seed hitting the altar and releasing angelic intervention. Your Ko-Fi offering is a missile fired into the camp of the enemy. It finances the battle that Michael is fighting over your union. It dresses the wounds of your soulmate in the Spirit as they crawl toward freedom. Jesus says, the person holding them captive is losing their voice. The accusations are sounding hollow and repetitive. Your soulmate is noticing the cracks in the manipulator's facade for the first time. This is the exposure you have prayed for. The scales are falling from their eyes, and they are seeing the ugliness of their bondage. They are looking for an exit sign, and I have lit your name in neon lights. Jesus says, Your soulmate is not perfect, and they will arrive with scars. You must prepare your heart to love not just the ideal, but the wounded reality. The perfection is in the union, not in the individuals. They are panicking about their unworthiness. They are stopping their car on the spiritual highway to check if they are good enough for you. I am sending the wind of my spirit to push them forward past their insecurity. Jesus says, "The interference has a name, and I am blotting it out of the book of your future." The toxic tie is dissolving like a rope in fire. Your soulmate is standing at a crossroads, and they are choosing the road that leads to your door. You need to have the door open. You need to have the lights on. Your seed keeps the light burning bright so they do not lose their way in the final dark mile. Jesus says, "They are remembering your kindness that they witnessed in a dream." They are holding on to that feeling as a life raft in a sea of cruel words. Your character in the spirit realm is actively saving their life. The lie they are being told is that you will change and become cruel. But I am telling them, in a still small voice, that your love is as steady as the mountains. They are choosing to believe my voice over the shouting of the enemy. Jesus says, "There is a specific object in your house that has spiritual significance. It is a gift you will give them, or a chair they will sit in. They have seen it in a vision, and when they arrive, they will know this message was true. The physical touch you will share is going to short-circuit the trauma. Your embrace will be the electric shock that resets their heart rhythm. I have designed your biochemistry to be the antidote to their specific poison." Jesus says, "The coffee seed you sow is the down payment on that first embrace. It is the legal transaction that permits me to accelerate the timeline. By giving, you are proving to the accuser that you are serious, silencing his accusations in the court of heaven. You are breaking the spirit of poverty that the enemy used to delay your union. The enemy told them you could not provide protection, that you were not ready. Your seed is the loud declaration that Jehovah Jireh is your source and your sufficiency." Jesus says, "They are traveling light. They are leaving behind furniture, fake friends, and false identities. They are coming to you with just their soul, and that is exactly what you need. The connection you share is not based on status or appearance. It is a bone-deep recognition that predates your earthly existence. You are the echo of their own spirit, and they are finally returning to themselves by returning to you." Jesus says, "The urgency is not a manipulation tactic. It is a reality of the spiritual warfare timeline. Windows of grace open and close based on the obedience of the saints. Your window is fully open right now, and the currents are favorable. The enemy is trying to tire you out so you close this video and fall asleep in doubt. But I have sent angels of alertness to stir your spirit to action. Do not delay. The movement in the Spirit is reaching its climatic peak." Jesus says, "They are at the checkpoint of no return. The bridge behind them is burning, orchestrated by my sovereign hand. They cannot go back to the way things were, and the only way forward is into your future. The person who hates you is watching them leave. That person is now turning their wrath toward a spiritual attack on your mind. But I have given you the helmet of salvation that blocks their psychic darts. Your soulmate is taking a deep breath of liberation. They are coughing out the smoke of oppression. They are blinking in the sunlight of a hope they never thought they would feel again. Jesus says, "You are the embodiment of that hope. You are the proof that God was not finished writing their story. The journey they are on is a miracle, and you are funding the final leg with your faith and your seed. The coffee you send is the fuel for the heavenly convoy. It is the hospitality of Rebecca giving water to the camels of destiny. Your generosity in the natural realm uncorks the supernatural flow." Jesus says, "Listen closely to the silence between these words. Can you hear them breathing? They are synchronizing their breath with yours across the distance. I am the God who syncs heartbeats. I am the conductor of the symphony of reunion. The crescendo is building, and the cymbals of heaven are poised to crash in celebration." Jesus says, "The world calls it a crush, a fantasy, a daydream. I call it prophecy being fulfilled in real time. You are not falling in love with a stranger, you are waking up to a memory of your destiny. They are falling in love with you too, right now, in this moment. They are staring at a screen, or a wall, or a sky, and feeling your essence wrap around them. They are as lonely for you as you are for them, and the mutual ache is creating a bridge." Jesus says, "You will know them by the peace they bring, not the storm. Despite the chaos of the journey, their presence will be a deep well of calm. The trauma bond they are escaping will be replaced by a soul tie of rest. You are the rest they have been singing about in silent car rides. You are the home they doodled in the margins of their notebook as a teenager. You are the yes after a lifetime of no." Jesus says, "The transaction you make today is the key to the prison cell. It is the payment for the angelic extraction team. It is the first tangible act of love you will do for them, even before they know you are their rescuer. Do it in love, not in fear. Do it in faith, not in desperation. Let the seed be the signature on the marriage certificate of your souls." Jesus says, "They are closer now than when you first clicked on this video. The frequency of my voice is pulling them like a tractor beam. They are running, limping, crawling, but they are moving. The enemy's final card is to make you feel foolish for acting. The enemy will whisper that money is tight, that seeds don't work, that they aren't coming. But the enemy is a liar and the father of the failed delay." Jesus says, "Your soulmate is not a test of your finances, they are the reward of your faith. The coffee seed is the test of your willingness to invest in the unseen. And blessed are those who believe without seeing, for they shall see very soon." The warmth of the coffee symbolizes the warmth of the bed they will soon occupy. It represents the morning conversations and the shared steam of intimate breakfasts. You are securing a future of simple, divine domesticity that the enemy tried to steal. Jesus says, "The third party is now being exposed to others. Their mask is slipping, and their support system is crumbling. Your soulmate is witnessing the collapse of the prison from the inside out. They are gathering the fragments of their identity. They are reclaiming the pieces the manipulator tried to destroy. They are feeling a surge of attraction to you as the anchor of their new reality." Jesus says, "You have waited a long time. You have watched others find love while you sat in the waiting room of heaven. But the waiting has produced a weight of glory that is about to tip the scales of time. The delay was not denial, it was the calibration of two complex souls. You needed to heal, they needed to break free. The synchronicity of your readiness is happening precisely now. Jesus says, "The surge of love you feel is a preview of the covenant. It is a down payment of the emotional ecstasy that awaits you in the physical union. Do not be afraid to fall in love with them before you see them. That is the purest form of faith. Loving an invisible reality until it manifests in the visible realm. This is how I created the universe, and this is how I create marriages." Jesus says, "They are traveling with a purpose. They are not wandering aimlessly, they have a target and a destiny. And the coordinates of their destiny are the longitude and latitude of your open arms. You are the north on their compass. Their needle has been spinning wildly for years, but it is finally finding true north. You are the fixed point in the chaos of their spinning world." Jesus says, "Do not let this video be a fleeting inspiration that you forget in the morning. Bind it to your heart, and bind your faith to your action." The coffee seed anchors the revelation so the enemy cannot steal it. They are thinking of the song that will play at your wedding. They do not know why the melody is in their head, but I put it there. I am orchestrating the playlist of your restoration. Jesus says, "The past is being erased from the record. The pain they endured is being repurposed into compassion for your wounds. Nothing is wasted in my economy, the years the locust ate are being refunded with interest. You are the dividend of their suffering. They are the reward for your patience. The equation of grace is balancing, and the output is a love that will shock the skeptics." Jesus says, "They are packing their bags spiritually, and they are placing your prophetic words inside. They are leaving the guilt behind. They are packing the hope you unknowingly sent them through the atmosphere. The coffee seed you sow is the last item they need for the journey. It is the manna for the final stretch of the wilderness. Send it now, and watch the Red Sea of their circumstances split wide open." Jesus says, "The video is about to end, but the miracle is about to begin. The end of this message is the beginning of their physical acceleration toward you. You have been activated as a guardian of a divine love story. Protect what I have given you. Cherish the connection. And walk into the lobby of your future, for your soulmate is crossing the threshold." Jesus says, "I am Jesus, and I have spoken it. Your soulmate is traveling right now, toward you, because I have ordained it. And no power of hell, no scheme of man, can stop the tsunami of my love crashing into your life. Peace be still. They are here. Look with the eyes of faith, and you will see them standing in the now." Type 1111 to thank me for the arrival that is already finished in the Spirit. Your faith has made you whole. Your seed has sealed your covenant. Go in peace, and prepare the feast, for the famine of separation is over forever. I have spoken. So shall it be.